Press says Chief Minister Biren Singh. Chief Minister expresses concern over low rate of conviction in NDPS cases. Six insurgents, including three from NSC and IM, laid down arms before forces in Arunachal's Tirap district. First surrender after Chief Minister Pema Khandu's appeal. And casinos, online gaming and race courses may attract a 27% GST as Group of Ministers finalizes report. Final report to be taken up in next GST Council meeting, informs Meghalaya Chief Minister Kongrat Sangma. Hello and welcome to Evening Prime. I'm Priyadarshini Medhi and we start the bulletin with the top story from Assam. A total of 26 districts in the state have been affected by floods triggered by incessant rainfall, even as the district of Dima Hasao is struggling to come to terms with ravaging landslides. Well, the focus of the relief and rescue operations today was on Hojai, the worst affected district, where over 7,000 people were marooned by the floods. Following a massive relief and rescue operations launched today, over 4,500 of the total 7,000 marooned by floods have been rescued by disaster management teams along with the army. Well, 9 army boats along with 4 NDRF, 7 SDRF, and 546 private boats have been pressed into service for the relief and rescue operations. Over 80,000 people have been affected by the deluge in the district, and as many as 51 relief camps have also been set up, besides a number of relief distribution centers catering to those in need. Meanwhile, trains are also being used to carry relief for affected people in the district. And our Chief of Bureau, Arindam Das, who was on ground zero, has this report of the rescue operations.
The flood scenario in Assam remains unchanged. 26 districts of the state are right now reeling under flood waters. The Brahmaputra and its tributaries are flowing above danger level at several places, inundating fresh areas every day. We are right now at Hojai, which is one of the worst affected districts by this wave of flood. And as you can see, we are right now on a rescue boat of the NDRF. This type of boats are being engaged by the NDRF for the rescue operations. In fact, they are also carrying out relief operations. We have been informed that around 5,000 people are stranded because of this flood waters. They are marooned at several remote locations, and the NDRF teams as well as the SDRF teams and the Indian Army teams deployed here are engaged in the rescue and relief operations. So far, over 3,000 people have been evacuated to safety by this personnel of the NDRF, SDRF, and the Indian Army, who are also engaged in rescue and relief operations. As you can see, it is a devastating flood which has created havoc in this area. Right now, 26 districts of Assam are reeling under flood waters. You can see vast tracts of land are under flood waters right now, inundating fresh areas every day. The Brahmaputra and its tributaries are flowing above danger level at several places, inundating fresh areas every day. And right now we are on a rescue boat of the NDRF, which is trying to reach out to a location where they have got information that some people are stranded there and they're trying to rescue them. So the weather remains unchanged. You can see the sky is overcast. It might rain anytime. So the water level right now is on the rising trend. It is not receding any time. It is only rising every moment. So this is creating more challenges for the rescue teams of the NDRF, SDRF, as well as the Indian Army. As you can see, these are the live visuals we are showing to you from Hojai district, which is one of the worst affected areas by this wave of flood. And the NDRF, SDRF, and the Indian Army teams are right now engaged in rescue and relief operations. In Hojai district alone, 5,000 people are stranded at various places. They are stranded at various remote locations, and these teams of the NDRF, SDRF, and the Indian Army are trying to reach out to those people and rescue them. You can see vast tracts of land are right now under flood waters, and these teams of the NDRF, SDRF, as well as the Indian Army are right now engaged in rescue and relief operations. Behind me is another boat which is following us, which is also going to another location for rescue operations. So it is an uphill task for all the agencies engaged here for rescue and relief operations, because the water level is rising every moment, and the sky is overcast right now, so it might rain anytime, which might again rise the water levels, and more people might be affected by this wave of flood. So the flood scenario in Assam right now remains unchanged, and you can see live visuals from Hojai district, where you can see vast tracts of land are right now under flood waters, and teams of the Indian Army, SDRF, and NDRF are engaged in rescue and relief operations, and they are facing various challenges, because these boats are facing challenges of the obstructions which is lying under the water, and these boats are getting stuck at several places, making the rescue operations an uphill task. And right now, despite of all the challenges, the NDRF, SDRF, and the Indian Army personnel are trying to rescue as many people as possible till the dusk hours. And right now, we are also on one of the boats of the NDRF, which is engaged in rescue operations. Reporting from Ground Zero in Hojai, with camera person Pegu, this is Arindam Das for Northeast Live.
And Hojai Deputy Commissioner Anupam Chaudhary gave a details of the rescue operations carried out so far. Listen in.
We have with us the DC of Hojai district, Mr. Anupam Chaudhary. Well, how is the scenario right now in entire Hojai district?
Scenario is still tense, and we are working day and night with the help of Army and DRF, SDRF, local people, and we are trying our best to rescue people as much as we can, and we're doing it. And now situation is under control, and we are all confident. Then we together will be able to rescue all the people and distribute the food items to all of them.
So, how many people are marooned by floodwaters, and how many people are affected by this wave of flood?
You see, it is very difficult to tell at this point, but till now we have rescued almost 4,500 people in the entire Hosai district, and some people are not willing to come out because they have some valuables in their houses. But some people are coming, so we are trying our best to complete our rescue operation, and I think it may continue tomorrow also.
So, how are you carrying out the rescue operations? Which are the agencies engaged in
Yeah,
rescue
we have
operations?
we have 9 army boats, 4 NDRF boats, 7 SDRF boats, and 56 private irrigation boats. So all together trying our best to do it with help of all government agencies, all government departments, including Assam Police, including the local this local people, NGOs, and all political parties. Everybody is cooperating with us, and this is a well coordinated effort, and we are going ahead on our way.
So, are relief camps set up right now?
Yeah, we have 51 relief camps plus relief distribution centers. Some people are staying there, some are not. So who are not staying in the relief camp, who wants to stay somewhere nearby, then we are providing food from the relief camp. That's why it is called relief distribution center. We have set up 51 camps till now, and if required, we will be setting up more relief camps. And about say more than 1,000 quintals of rice has already been provided, including other foods, cattle feed, and etc.
So, is the flood scenario improving, or it's the same?
Say I went this morning to Lanka area, the water level is receding a little bit, but water level is rising in this Hosai and Jamunamuk area.
So, till when will you be able to rescue all the people who are marooned by floodwaters?
We are trying our best to complete, and God knows, but still we are trying our best with our human efforts.
So that was DC of Hosai district, Mr. Anupam Chaudhary, speaking exclusively to Northeast Live. Reporting from Hosai with camera person Pegu, this is Arindam Das for Northeast Live.
And earlier in the day, Minister Kesha Mahanta oversaw the rescue operations in flood-ravaged Hojai district. The minister could be seen taking a boat ride with NDRF and SDRF personnel, walking the waterlogged street and interacting with the locals in the relief camps.
শিলিগুড়ির আছে সাঁওতাল বস্তি তিনটা বস্তি টোটাল কিমান মানুহ হবে ইয়াতে 1100 মানুহ আছে টোটাল মানে 1100 মানুহৰ জাগা আৰু খোৱা পানীৰ এইটো আছে আমাৰ মন্দিৰত যেটো
আর আমরা তো যাবই না রে
এতিয়া যোগাৰ কৰি দিয়া স্যার একটা কথা স্যার আপনার ধারে আমাদেরকে ধারে এইখানে স্যার দুই তিন গাড়ি কম রকম রাবিশ দেওয়ার ব্যবস্থা করে নাহলে মানুষ যাইতে পারবো না স্যার রাবিশ লাগে হ্যাঁ রাবিশ একদম মেন স্যার এই জায়গাটা আমার স্যার
Well, Assam's Dima Hasao continues to remain cut off from the rest of the country, even as the situation in the district has slightly improved due to a let up in rainfall. While restoring railway connectivity in the district may take over a month's time, authorities are working round the clock to ensure that road connectivity is restored in the next 48 hours. This was informed by Dima Hasao Deputy Commissioner Nazreen Ahmed to Northeast Live Editor-in-Chief Wazir Hussain. And meanwhile, the Dima Hasao DC further informed that mobile connectivity has been restored in the area and air dropping of essential food items will begin soon. Meanwhile, the Maibang tunnel has been cleared and the road connectivity from Haflong to Jatinga has been restored. It may be mentioned that Dima Hasao has been the worst affected by the floods and landslides, with the district totally cut off from rest of Assam for over 72 hours now. So, viewers, Assam's Dima Hasao continues to remain cut off from the rest of the country, even as the situation in the district has slightly improved due to a let-up in rainfall. And while restoring railway connectivity in the district may take over a month's time, authorities are working round the clock to ensure that road connectivity is restored in the next 48 hours. Well, this was informed by Dima Hasao Deputy Commissioner Nazreen Ahmed to Northeast Live Editor-in-Chief Wazir Hussain. Meanwhile, the Dima Hasao DC further informed that mobile connectivity has been restored in the area and air dropping of essential food items will begin soon. Well, the Maibang tunnel has been cleared and the road connectivity from Haflong to Jatinga has been restored. It may be mentioned here that Dima Hasao has been the worst affected by the floods and landslides, with the district totally cut off from rest of Assam for over 72 hours now. Meanwhile, the Assam Forest Department has built around 40 highlands for providing shelter to animals due to the ongoing floods in the Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve and other national parks and wildlife sanctuaries of the state. The new highlands have been designed scientifically with provision for adequate grass and plants yielding fruits such as elephant apple and Indian gooseberries. So the Assam Forest Department has built around 40 highland for providing shelter to animals due to the ongoing floods in the Kaziranga National Park, as you can see on your screens, and Tiger Reserve and other national parks and wildlife sanctuaries of the state. Well, the new highlands have been designed scientifically with provision for adequate grass and plants yielding fruits such as elephant apple and Indian gooseberries. Meanwhile, amid the escalating flood situation in Cachar and its headquarters, Silchar, the district administration has urged people to avoid venturing out of their houses unless it's important. The flood scenario in Assam's Barak Valley remains grim. In Silchar, floods have been triggered by Jiri, Jatinga, and Dhaleshwar, the subsidiaries of Barak River, which are wreaking havoc, flowing above the danger level.
दीमा हसाओ में बहुत सारा बारिश हो रहा है, पानी हर जगह फ्लडिंग हो रहा है, हर नदी का लेवल बढ़ चुका है, हमारे एस्टिमेटेड लेवल से काफी क्रॉस हो चुका है. अभी भी मैं देखती हूँ लोग शॉपिंग कर रहे हैं, ये ब्रिज के पास में, रोड्स के काम पे, ब्रिजेस के काम पे, डाइक के काम पे आके देख रहे हैं। ऐसे करेंगे तो हम आपको हेल्प नहीं कर पाएंगे। जिन लोगों के घर में पानी घुसा है उनको छोड़ के अभी और किसी को बाहर आने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक्सेप्ट एसेंशियल सर्विसेज। सारे लोगों को मैं रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ आप अंदर रहिएगा, बाहर किसी भी रोड में सेफ नहीं है। जितना रोड पे आप गाड़ियां जा रहे हैं उतना रोड पे प्रेशर हो रहा है एंड अननेसेसरली सिंकेज हो रहा है। ये मैं आप सभी से रिक्वेस्ट कर रही हूँ। दिस इज ऑल्सो स्पेसिफिक ऑर्डर फॉर द एंटायर डिस्ट्रिक्ट।
And incessant rains since the last couple of days and moderate to heavy rains for more than a week have now triggered river levels almost touching the danger level in Manipur state capital Imphal. Well, the Nambol River flowing by Imphal city has almost touched the danger mark and is raising risk of flash floods in the periphery in case rain continues for another day. Situation of the Imphal River is again slightly above the level of Nambol River. The Imphal River, which divides Imphal East and West, is flowing above the danger mark. Well, the popular worship place, the Mahabali Mandir, located at the Imphal River bank, is in the risk of being inundated, and monkeys sheltering inside the temple premises are scattering to nearby location looking for food amid fear of the area getting flooded. In some areas around Imphal East, JCBs have been put on emergency service, putting soil and sand above the Imphal River bank to stop water seepage. And meanwhile, houses near the Imphal River bank are facing seepage water and are in apprehension of flash floods if more heavy showers continue. Meanwhile, Manipur Chief Minister Ren Biren Singh said that the government is already taking precautionary steps given the fact that the rivers are flowing above the danger mark.
No, just 24 by 7 monitoring teams is there in the office, and they are roaming around the river banks. And we have deputed our officer at the gate, NISPC gate, to open it, and now it has fully opened. And I think gate number 2, gate number 3, gate number 2, 4.50 meters open. As of now, it varies. Gate number 3, 5.50 meters. Gate number 4, 5 meters open. Gate number 5, 0.50 meters. And the gate closed 1. Discharge around 395.50 cubic. So I think we are on, we are vigilant day and night. Our officer is roaming in around the vulnerable site, and we pray. Let us pray, and we are on alert now.
Meanwhile, Abangbo Nyumai, Minister of Water Resources, while speaking to Northeast Live, stated that his department is keeping a 24 by 7 vigil on the situation and are getting prepared to handle the situation.
As soon as I've been given this assignment, I make a point that I should visit all the critical areas, especially within Infal, Infal River, Nambol River, Kongba River, Iril River, Aduga Thobal River. I visited all the places. I have visited all the critical areas, almost all the critical areas. Where I cannot go, I send my department engineers to find out where the area is vulnerable in case water volume increase unexpectedly. So that was the first step we have taken. And then we make some temporary this thing feeling of march and all, where the locality reported to the department that there can be seepage, there can be any problems in case water increase. Yes. Infall flood usually happens because of the sudden increase of the water level. One is from the upstreams when there is a heavy continuous rain, and another problem is the blockage in the Ithai Berek.
This is Nambul River, who is flowing through Imphal city.
And you see, due to this incessant rain, the water level of the Nambul River is continuously rising, and you see this is flowing above and around. This flowing above the danger mark, danger level. In case the rain continues for another couple of days, no doubt this water level will rise, and which again may trigger the flood situation in around Imphal and also in the periphery of the Nambul River. And this Nambul River flowing through Imphal city, which falls in the Loktak Lake, may trigger flood anytime in case rain do not stop. With video journalist Roshan, this is Sharat Chandra reporting for Northeast Live from Imphal.
All right, viewers, as you've heard, the Nambul River flowing by Imphal city has almost touched the danger mark and is raising risk of flash floods in the periphery in case rain continues for another day. And as I've already mentioned, that situation of the Imphal River is again slightly above the level of Nambul River. The Imphal River, which divides Imphal East and West, is flowing above the danger mark. And heavy rainfall has also battered Sikkim capital Gangtok. Well, the visuals on your screens show the damage caused by the heavy downpour. Gusty winds have uprooted trees in several places in the state capital. According to inputs, around 10 houses have been damaged due to the incessant rainfall in parts of Gangtok. So heavy rainfall has also battered Sikkim capital Gangtok, and the pictures that you can see on your screen. So these are the pictures which are showing the damage caused by the heavy downpour. Well, gusty winds have uprooted trees in several places in the state capital Gangtok, and according to inputs, well, around 10 houses have been damaged due to the incessant rainfall in some parts of Gangtok in Sikkim. All right, viewers, now we come back to the big flood update from Assam. Well, amid the escalating flood situation in Cachar and its headquarters, Silchar, the district administration has urged people to avoid venturing out of their houses unless it's important. Well, Cachar DC Kirti Jalli has urged people not to venture outside unnecessarily. The flood scenario in Assam's Barak Valley remains grim. In Silchar, floods have been triggered by Jiri, Jatenga, and Dhaleshwar, the subsidiaries of Barak River, which are wreaking havoc. All right, we are now being joined over the phone by Silchar MP, Dr. Rajdeep Roy. So, Dr. Roy, how is the flood situation in Cachar, and is there any shortage of petroleum or food in the district, Mr. Roy?
Uh, Hello, good evening, all your viewers.
Yes.
It is very important to tell or inform everybody that the flood situation in Silchar specifically and Cachar district and entire Barak Valley is quite grim. Water level has gone up in the last 24 hours abnormally high, and mostly because of the rains in the hills, primarily MP hills, secondarily hills of Manipur and Mizoram, which drains River Barak, and entire valley with 4 billion people are affected in some way or the other way. In Cachar district, we have opened up almost 200 camps in the last 2 days. 10,000 plus people have taken refuge in those camps. Primarily, they are females and children. We have reviewed the situation yesterday. The district administration with all MPs and MLAs, we have reviewed the situation. Yesterday, today also, we are visiting those sites, the camps. We have reviewed also. There is no shortage of food grains. There is no shortage of rice and pulses. All the cold storages and the storehouses, the FPI godowns have enough of food grains for the next 2 to 3 months. Even potatoes and onions, which prices of which have shot up in the market astronomically, are because of the rumor mongering that is going on in and around. So we would like to take this opportunity to assure everybody that there is no shortage of food products, be it food grains or potatoes or onions. As far as petroleum products are concerned, there is no shortage of petroleum products as of now. Our district specifically can hold on for another few weeks. Down the line, obviously, we will require more supplies, but that is normal as it happens every 7 to 10 days. Supplies keep coming to trains and rails, and we have spoken to government of Assam, all senior officials, including Minister and the CM himself. They have assured us under Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma's regime, we are very sure that all these issues are being taken care of. We are very, very happy with the management that is going on at this stage. If you want any other things to learn, you can ask.
Right, Mr. Roy. So, flood situation is very grim in Cachar, and we also heard a reaction from the DC, and she very specifically said to people not to venture out until it is very important.
Yeah, what is actually happening is that at a few areas where there are, embankments, most of the embankments are actually holding on water as of now, but the level of water has gone out on the river side, so it is almost at a distinct level on both the sides, the river side, outside the embankment or inside the embankment. So we are asking our people not to go to embankments with their four-wheelers or heavy vehicles just for watching the floods. We are asking people to stay back at home and see how things shape up in the next 24 hours, because Silchar Barakbeli flood has got a very typical issue. The floods take place not because of rains in the valley. The floods take place in the valley because of rains in the hills, primarily in NP hills, secondarily in the Manipur and the Mizoram hills. So we need to watch what is the weather condition and what is the rain status in those hills.
All right, Dr. Rajiv Roy, thank you so much for speaking to Northeast Live.
Tonight at 8 p.m. only on Northeast Live.
চাওচোন ক'ত নতুন খেলুৱৈ আহিছে